Hello everyone, Mr. Gears 6502 here. This is my violin. Seeing as how the weather has made pegs unable to hold tension long enough to tune it, I figured this is the perfect time to replace my bridge, which has quite a bit of tilt in it when it's under tension. So, I've already had the strings loosened, most of which have been done its own. And what you do is get the bridge out. I'm also going to change out the strings while I'm at this. So you get the bridge out, you loosen the strings, and then it just comes right out. That's the old bridge. Here's the new one. Now, the way this works if I can get this open. Would you look at that? This one's already got slots for the strings. Let's see if they line up right. Nice. Alright. That means that I don't have very much that I actually need to do to make this fit. Of course, I'm fitting the wrong side to the wrong side. Let's see here. Yeah. Would you look at that? They line up nicely. I doubt that I'll really have to do much different. Yeah, so that's the old one. So now, what I gotta do is set up the feet. They already look like they're set up. Huh. You know, that's interesting. Ooh. And now it's gone. Okay. Now on a violin bridge, your short side is your E string side and your tall side is the G string side. You fine tune the height of the bridge by shaving down these feet. I've also seen it done shaving down the top side of it, but I'm not super good at that. And that's more for large adjustments. This way, like, you take a few shavings at a time, it'll take off millimeters. Let's see if it fits. I didn't realize this was pre-cut when I bought it. Obviously, I didn't open it yet. That's pretty nice. I'm just gonna tighten the strings just in the middle. Just to see. Now, the way that you position the bridge has a large impact on the performance of the instrument. A little bit too far back. Straighten it out. All right. Well, it holds tension. All right. not going to tune it up here because I don't have my fork within arm's reach. But yeah, okay, well that'll work pretty nicely. Now, I'll take it off and I'll clean it up because I thought I would have to shave it down and cut it. Actually, it looks like I will. So, would you look at that? That's pretty nice. That saves time. It's easier when you don't gotta do things yourself. Alright. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the strings off and I'm gonna deep clean the wood as best as I can. So to do that, let's start with the E string. Now if yours has 4 fine tuning pegs, you'll do it the same way as I'm doing for the E string, depending on what kinds of fine tuners you have. I don't have fine tuners. So you just pick it up like that, and it slides right out. And it goes wherever it wants to go. Now, let's take out this one. Actually, you know what? I'll leave that in there, because that will make it easier than having a whole bunch of strings floating around. There is my E string. It's very small. Careful not to lose it. It doesn't really matter if I lose it or not, I won't be using it again, but I don't want to step on it with my bare feet. Here's the E string tuning peg. I'll put that there so that I know where it is. Now watch me not know where it is. That's a good skill that I have. It's something I'm very good at. A string, D string, G string. Look at all that. Cleaned up quite nicely. Oh, that feels so weird. That is surreal. Alright, now, if you're wondering what this mark is here, this is chalk. The luthier that worked on my instrument last time put chalk down to increase the friction to stop the bridge from sliding around. I'm going to clean that up. I'm going to put chalk on the feet of the new bridge. And I'll clean up bits of steel and oils that came off of the strings, and I'll wipe down the whole instrument now that I've got access to the bits that are normally covered by string. sure. Someone who knows better than I what they're doing will probably say to use some sort of oil or wood treatment for this. And they can say that all they like, but I don't have anything for that. And if I did, I'd use it. But for now, wiping the ebony down, for the time being, works pretty well. It's gotten most of this discoloration out. Let's get under here so for a minute. Chop off there. Working very gently on the part of the wood that's got finish on it, varnish. I'm not super good with woodwork, so I want to be more gentle on that. See the sound post seated, and there it is. Okay. So it's so weird because it's probably not. It's probably just something weird, but like feels like I should be making noise. Anyway, now I will. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the old bridge. The new bridge. Now the strings are already set to go in the right way. And I remember with the old bridge it was set a little bit lower. Or I'm sorry, a little bit higher, so that you have to finger just behind the natural harmonics. So let's see how much of a height difference there is. Quite a bit, and that's ignoring the bend in it. I'm sure I can fix this without having to do too much cutting of the top, because if you do that, if you cut the top a lot, what that's going to do is that's going to make. Alright, so explain this as best I can. This particular, the old bridge, is a good example of the shape that it should have. This is also a good example of the shape that it should have. And I'm wondering if I put this on here, play with it for a bit, if I could get used to that. Because if you change the height of your bridge, that changes your action, which means your notes are going to be in a very slightly different place. That means if it's higher, I'm trying to think if that would push the note slightly behind the natural harmonic, I think. Yeah. Wait, no, that would be in front of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shape the feet and then I will put the new strings on here, put the new bridge on underneath those strings, see how it sounds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tried and true bridge and gonna match this to the way the feet are shaped. I'll start with the E string side. That's on there tight. I'll start with the E string side, because that's less to cut into. Now, someone who knows better than me what they're doing will tell you exactly what I'm doing wrong. I'm counting on those people so I don't spread misinformation, because I am not super great with this. That looks about right. It's got some nicks in it, but I can smooth that out with some sandpaper. Now, do the other side. I've got the shape right this time, I think. No. No, I don't. Gotta go a little bit deeper. that matches, but you can see they are very much different heights. So I'm gonna see how that affects the way it plays. Put this on to do nicely. Right, so I put the pegs back in the peg holes because it's weird looking at it without them where they normally are. So because they aren't staying in tune, I'm going to use this stuff here. This is some magical substance. What you do is you take this stuff here, and it's easier to do it when there's no strings on there. You take this out, yeah, and you lather this onto where the peg sits against the peg hole. You don't need a lot. You don't need a lot, just a little bit on there. And then you put that in, and you work it around, and you can feel it a little bit tighter. Now, in the olden days, fiddlers used to spit into their peg box, and that was what kept the pegs in place, kept them from sticking. I don't do that way, but if you do, get into the 21st century, please. Now, as a comparison, I don't know if you can see how easy this is to turn. But it turns pretty easy. Take this out. Now, it's a fine balance. You don't want it to stick in place and not turn at all, otherwise you can't tune it. Seeing as how I don't use fine tuners, I'd be in for a time that's not very fun. You just want it to be more consistent than wood against wood. Because if it's wood against wood, it's subject very much so to the changes of humidity. Somebody opens a door the next room over on a cold day, and your instrument goes out of tune. And I don't really like that. Now, on the other side of this peg solution, during the summer months, during the warmer, more humid months, it acts as a lubricant. Again, rather than being wood against wood, what that does is it stops the pegs from sticking in place. So now, let's put the new strings on. Got some good stuff. I'm tempted to try out some gut strings. The shop they sold, they offered to sell me some synthetic gut strings, which I was considering. So I'm curious how they would sound. That's neat. Alright, that one's the thinnest, so it must be E. Okay, so that also has the little piece of plastic on there, sense. Right. Is that the thickest? Yeah. I'm sure there's a code here somewhere. Where is it? Let's just do it by what feels about right. Beautiful. indeed in different places. Didn't want to stay in tune. It's definitely different than it was before. It rings so much better. I should have done this a lot sooner. to know that one that much. I would say that it plays pretty nicely. It's easier to play now than it was before. Responds very well to very gentle movements, and it didn't before. It's very responsive. Definitely a plus. Let's try something a little bit faster. Responds very well to fast playing, and it doesn't get into the high overtones on the E string. Although I wonder. No, it doesn't. The old setup, if I played the open E string with a tritone or a semitone from the A string on the down bow, it would have squeaked and whistled horrendously. But now, there we go. It's only on notes that aren't notes, apparently. play one last thing that I play. It's my favorite tune. I've already played it, but why not again? Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Tune in for next week's video, when I'll clean up this mess.